Good morning. I am so glad you joined me today. Today, we're going to be talking about emotions and stress and health. If you're new to essential oils, I'll talk you through some very basics and how they work for emotions. Right now, we are in the midst, it's March 30th, and we are in the midst of this whole COVID-19 thing. Emotions are running high, stress levels are high. We're feeling it in our brains, we're feeling it in our bodies. All the stress of not being able to go where we want to go, not being able to leave the home as much, having so many people in the home at one time. And the question is do we have to just accept those emotions? Is it just buck up and deal with it? Or is there something we can do to actually control and generate the emotion that we're looking for? My name's Tammy Lewis, and if you haven't joined me before, I am the founder of Joyful Mom. And Joyful Mom is a company that I started to support the emotional well-being of moms. That's the entire premise is moms, we have your back on emotional well-being, taking you from chaos to calm and confident as a parent. Today, we're going to be talking about some of that chaos and what you're feeling in your brain and what you can do about it. So let's get started. All right. Every living being has a frequency. Everything does. It's just scientifically proven that every living being emits a certain frequency to their bodies, or even like in the plant, in the body of the plant. So in your brain, you have certain frequencies going on. Now, I will tell you this. I am not a science person. I am very simplistic. And so you are getting my version of the science behind all this. Go ahead and research all the science. There's tons of studies on this. But you're getting Tammy Lewis's version of this is how my brain functions. All right, so in our brains, when we have an emotion, let's say anxiety, your brain actually has a certain frequency to the emotion of anxiety. Well, essential oils have a certain frequency to them. So they have studied different emotions and what oils actually match that emotion. So when you get an oil called like joy, it's not some weird voodoo thing that they're like, let's call this joy. They've actually matched the emotion of joy in a person's brain with the frequency of plant oils that create that same emotion. So when you put on something like joy and you put it on your body, let's say it's a negative frequency right now. It's like a lowered frequency, not negative frequency, but your frequency is actually lowered because you're in a stressed state. So your body's frequency is down here. It's experiencing anger, frustration, anxiety. The oil of joy, or the frequency of the emotion joy, is up here. When you put that oil onto your body starts harmonizing with that oil. So the more you put that oil on, your body will harmonize with that. If you notice, the harmony or the frequency of the oil is still the same, right? But your body's frequency is now being raised each time you put it on. What doesn't usually happen, sometimes it does, but not often, is your body just goes, whoop. It just feels all this joy all of a sudden. That's not how this works. But if you notice, it harmonizes, right? So your body's frequency, as you continually use this oil, will continually raise. Now, this takes a purposeful use of your essential oils. So when you put them on, you need to actually physically think through this of, I would like to experience joy. I release my anxiety and I'm going to experience joy. So this is one that I use all the time. It's very flowery, so I use it sparingly because otherwise I will smell really strong. So I take this one, I literally drop a drop in my hand, and then I rub it over my heart. Why over my heart? Because honestly, I can smell it from there very strongly. And breathing it in, my brain frequency is now trying to harmonize with that oil. And I will tell you, not from a science perspective, but just from me as a person, I can tell a difference in my emotional well-being and my family, excuse me, when I am using joy regularly. like on a daily basis. Like right now, I'm oiling a lot because we've got everybody in the home. Another oil that I'm using a lot during this time period is Stress Away. And it does exactly what it does. That frequency of this oil is stress away. When you are relaxed, when you are at peace, that's the frequency you're going to be receiving from Stress Away. Now, again, remember, this is not a quick fix. This is a harmonizing, purposeful over time. So you might want to use this 2 or 3 times a day, right? Now, another couple oils that you will probably have in your cabinet right away are peppermint and lemon. These two together are fabulous for diffusing because both of them, the frequencies are those of happiness, energy, concentration, and focus. They aren't a hype yourself up type energy, but they are, especially in your diffuser, are going to be just a, we're a happier family. And I tell you, putting these two together in your diffuser, it's going to be great during this time of COVID. It smells fresh in your home. It gets rid of, if you have 4 boys like I have, oh my gosh, the smell in that home can sometimes get overwhelming. So I'm constantly diffusing something right now to just dampen that boy smell. All right. Oh, I didn't bring the other oil I wanted to show you. Another oil, and I don't have it in hand, but that's okay. It's called Abundance. And that is a fabulous oil for a feeling of, I have enough. I don't need anything right now, because especially right now during COVID, a lot of us feel a little bit like things have been taken away from us. And that is an oil that just kind of allows your brain to go, you know what, I'm content, I'm good. And in that one, in case you don't have the actual oil, the blend already, it is orange, frankincense, patchouli, clove, ginger, myrrh, cinnamon bark, and spruce. Now that's a lot. So what I would do is I'd look at your oil rack and go, oh, and if you don't have an oil rack, if you haven't gotten into oils yet, there's a link below this that is, it's a Sway link. I think it says Sway Link 101. Take a look at that, and it will give you the basics of what are these essential oils she's talking about, because I do talk about them in Joyful Mom. Why? Because I use my oils a lot to support my emotions. I have found that they have made a tremendous benefit in my home emotionally for me and my kids. So take a look at that link. If you don't know what I'm talking about and you don't have any of these on your shelf, then take a look and research it a bit. All right, so if you do have an oil rack already, I'm going to assume that you have a few of these: orange, clove, frankincense, and cinnamon bark. If you have some of those, it will give you a start to that oil of abundance. And putting those in your diffuser, or even mixing them together with some olive oil or coconut oil and putting them on like the back of your neck or something, will give you a really good start of that emotion of abundance. So that's just a tip if you don't have that. All right. I hope this has been helpful. Guys, you get to generate the emotion you're looking for. Yes, emotions come, and they come hard and they come fast. But if you're here today, especially if you watch towards the end of this video, then I know that you are a person who is purposeful, because you're here listening, possibly taking notes. You're like, this makes sense. You are a purposeful person, and therefore you have the capability of generating the emotion you're looking for. So with that stress comes, because it will come, take a moment and go, okay, take care of this. And you go and you get those oils and you put them on and you take care of your emotional well-being with purpose. God bless. Have a fabulous day. If you have any comments, please comment below. Share this with a friend who is struggling right now. Please pass this on to them, because we want to be a community of women who stand together and say, hey, we are in charge of our emotions and we can find joy even in this journey. God bless.